All right, it is 5/12/2025, and the U.S. just met with China in Geneva, got some trade pause done, trade war pausing done. I think 10% on China for China to tariff the U.S. and then 30% for the U.S. to tariff China. That's what they've settled on for the next 90 days, I believe. And we got a really big gap up. What does flat mean? Flat means you're getting rid of all of it, William. So if you had 10 contracts, you're going to zero. And if you had one contract, you're going to zero. That's all flat means, going flat. So what I've got to do today is I got to go back through and prepare for the week. So like I got all my charts and all the things that I want to watch and I got to get rid of them. So what I'm going to do here is I'm literally going to get rid of all my favorites. I'm getting rid of everything. And so I'm coming in here and I'm Xing out all my favorites, everything that I wanted to watch for this week, and we're going to start fresh. So I've got zero in my favorites for the week. So to go through and find out, hey, what is it that I really want to watch this week, that I really want to play, I need to pull up my master watch list. And another list that I go through is, you guys know I pay for Tom Lee's service, and he has a list of what he calls washed out stocks. And he says, hey, these are ones that you need to watch for because we think they're sold out. So I'm going to go through those first and see if I want to add any of those to my favorites. All right, so coin is one. I I do like this pattern, right? I've played this 195 right here. So I am going to add this one to my favorites because it is worth playing. So bam, first one in my favorites. Now, CRM. So looking at CRM, I do like the chart. I like everything about it. It's just a little bit, it needs to either give me some VP up here or pull back. So I'm going to leave this one off for right now. DG, I'm going to leave off. Well, let me look at it. Yeah, I'm going to leave this one off for now. I'm going to try to be a little bit picky. DLTR looks great. I'm going to put that one on my watch list. Now, even though I'm going to add it to my favorite, even though this one's a little extended, if you could get a pullback into this gap area around the 85 level, I think it's worth buying. Um, Hood, it's a little extended for me. HubSpot. Yeah, I'll add that to the favorites here. Man, MSTR, yes. Net, a little extended. Rocket, SNCI. Stars, team, no thanks. Tesla, yeah, a little extended for me on Tesla. Um, okay, so that's, well, VST. I do like this VST chart. Again, it needs some pullback, but okay. Oh, so that's all Tom Lee's list. Now I'm going to switch it over to my master watch list, right? And what I'm going to do first is alphabetize these, and then I'm just going to run through these on A to Z, right? So I've got about 140 in this master watch list. I'm just going to run through them, and then when I'm done, I am recording, Bobby. When I'm done going through these, I'd like to see if you guys have any of your favorites that I've missed that maybe I should throw on the list, right? So AAP, thank you. Apple, I'm not really going to put that one on the list either, um, even though it could still run. AMD, no. AMGN, Amazon, too high. APP, I actually do like this one. APP, earnings winner. ASML, ooh, man, so much looking good. I'm gonna leave that one off. AVGO, AXP, BABA. See all these, everything's fire to the long side. Wow, look at BJ. So BJ actually bounced off the 55, right? Now you're breaking down through this. Um, it's tempting to actually take a shot on right now, but I'm gonna wait. BKR, leave it off. BLDR, no thanks. Bros, I do like this pattern. Um, it's just too extended. I'm gonna add it just to keep a watch on it because it'll probably be my favorites next week as well. BSX. I mean, this chart pattern looks great. The weekly. Yeah, I'm gonna add it just to keep an eye on it. If I get too many, I'm gonna go through and exit out some of them. Man, Kava looks great. Okay, add that one. CCJ. CDNS. See, CEG's already fired. CMG. We already added coin. Costco looks great too. Still, they have earnings though, don't they? Oh, that's the end of the month, so we can still play those. Um, wow, CPNG. So I'm actually going to add this one as well. Um, CPS, CRDO. Wow, this crowd. So look, it kind of looks like a cup handle being formed on this crowd. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take a note, look at weekly chart and find the handle pullback range. It's probably going to be around 360 to 375, 77. So I'm going to add that one. And then, it's Carvana. It's crazy. It actually looks pretty good. So I'm going to add it. Nothing to do with it today, but man, this cyber looks great. Look at this weekly chart. Whew. So I'm going to add this one. Dash, Dell, no thanks. DHI, Disney. Let's go, Disney. Dix, Gas, FedEx. Um, I think this one needs to develop a little bit more. This grabs in a nice weekly squeeze as well. Let's see. Gold socks. So I'm looking for stock. I'm looking for chart patterns that I could look at over the next, 3, 4, 5 days that maybe I'd want to say, hey, let's get in this. And a lot of them, right, they just gapped up, right? We've gapped up today. We've ran. Um, what's it? So I'm actually surprised by LLY. Have the other drug manufacturers bounced as well? I guess so. I thought these might take a hit today, but they really rebounded well. So that's nice to see. Man, Smith. Hmm. I do like this chart pattern here, so I'm going to add that one. Microsoft going to add that one. Hmm. Hey, Netflix getting a little pullback. I'm not going to add it, but I am going to keep a watch on it. Um, Man, I know it seems a little bit crazy to say right now, but if I could get this around 1,000, I would love it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually just going to put a price alert that'll last for about a month. Pull back. Nike, now that one's already fired. TNX, TRA, Nvidia, same. They have earnings coming up. Now they fired. Believe it or not, the PLTR pattern looks pretty nice too. I'm gonna add that one. So it's great. RCL, let's see, Reddit. Say PSE. Similar pattern, right, as we were looking at on Crowd. Bam. Bam, nice little pullback buy. So I'm gonna actually add this just to look at it later. Williams, SMCI, small. Spotify looks nice as well. I'm gonna add that one. Tesla. So TTD, I'm going to add this one, but I'm only adding it because it's an earnings winner, and it had really good earnings, and so I want to play shorter time frames squeeze on it. This Uber chart looks amazing. I'm gonna add Uber. All right, we're almost through here, getting to the W's. All right, so that's me. So I've got, let's see, I've got about 22 that I liked out of the 140. So now let's catch up on chat and see if you guys, D-Man, are you holding VFC through earnings? Yes, Whitey, I am. I did sell some today, right? But my 2026 7 stuff, I'm holding. Again, I think this one can get to 30 with ease. CEG, yeah, CEG looks great, but it's already fired, right? So I agree with you. It looks great. And so I took profits on it this morning. I was in this, and so it's like, we need this one to rest a little bit. And then same thing on Amazon, right? Like I'm loaded on Amazon. You guys know I've been buying a ton of Amazon. So I took a chunk off. And until Amazon comes back into this 200 range and or it creates a failed breakdown, I'll stay away from it. So what it needs to do for a failed breakdown is get below these levels, reclaim, right? And then start to push. Now, let's just say it flags out like this and starts pushing and doesn't go any lower. And we trade a couple days in here, then I'll have something to play against. But for right now, it's not something that I want to uh, do in the next day or two. Does that make sense? TJX, yeah, I haven't looked at that one. Let's see. No, this one looks great. Yeah, add that one for sure. Man, this one looks real good. That weekly's starting to try to fire. Yeah, I like this one a lot. TJX earnings winner NRG. So yeah, I'm in NRG. How many of you guys? I got an NRG long term, and I try to give you guys updates via Twitter. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I forget, and I apologize. But I gave a lot of updates today on Twitter. Right? I told you guys I was getting in NRG the beginning of March here. NRG is a great company. Anytime you can buy its dip, I think you should. So I did, right? This is where I bought it, and we're already up 70 something percent. I think we can get to 160 and get that 100%. But buying it here, uh, if you're using it as a 1.5x play, then yeah, I understand what you're doing with that. But if you're buying it for another reason, so for example, I bought NRG today. at this price. Can anybody tell me what I was using? What edges was I using? 141.11. So if you had something like a day trade or a 1.5x play, yeah, but buying it for long term up here, I wouldn't do that. But I need 100% at long term positions. Um, yeah, that's all it was, right? You had an open range break. I actually bought the retest on the open range break, and it just came right back in, right? And off we go. So if you have something like that to play on NRG, yeah, great. But as far as a long term buy, not the best spot to pick up in my opinion. Yeah, open range break. That's exactly what it was, man. Okay. Netflix. Yeah, I think didn't I add Netflix? Or no. Sorry, I put a so on Netflix for me. I need to see where it starts to kind of bottom and curl, or if it pulls back into this 1,000 range. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Um, yeah, I think we put Costco. Yep, Costco's on the list. Yes, Bobby, I'm recording. All right, I think I got everybody's tickers. Let's see. My understanding, close all these. Sorry, just got here, D-Man. Are you holding? No, I'm not holding CoreWeave. No. Um, I think they'll have great earnings though. Their earnings will kill it. What will the market do afterwards? I don't know. I don't know what the market will do afterwards. My Twitter handle is this right here. It's so like what I try to do, guys, is keep you updated on A Lab. I mean long term. So like A Lab companies like A Lab, companies like NRG, right? The ones that I've told you guys I'm getting in longer term. Um, and the ones that I told you I'm playing in here, I try to update you. And I was just telling you, hey guys, I'm selling everything, um, and partialing out of a lot of longer term holds. And here's a funny thing I tweeted. Did you guys know this? My mom is a prosecutor, and every year she brings up the fact that Mother's Day is the day with the lowest crime. I think that says a lot about how many moms commit crimes throughout the year, but can't do so because they're too busy being celebrated. Isn't that funny? Uh, I throw a little humor in there every once in a while. Um, okay. Does anybody else have any other charts that they're like, man, these are beautiful charts we need to watch? QBTS, you guys are playing. Let's see. Um, yeah, it looks like it's just resting today, right? Like it's consolidating. It's still. So what I would tell you if you are in QBTS, the chart's not broken. We'll just put it that way. I don't know what you're doing or what you're playing, right? You're still holding these upper levels. But what I will tell you, I'll show you the levels here. Did you guys, could you guys hear me talking when I was saying all that? I don't think my mic was on. No. Yeah, so I had to swap mics. Yeah. Give me one sec. All right, let's see. Copy this. Copy. Paste. Okay. Can you guys hear me now? Yes. Okay. Sorry. Whenever the mic stops working just randomly on OBS for some reason, and so I have to replace it, and I just didn't replace this one. All right, so I'll say it again. What I would do if I were you, or if I was playing QBTS, is I would decide if I wanted to hold down to the next zone or stop out in the zone above. You've got two zones here. The top zone is about 1030, right? 1050, 1030 is where you want it to hold. You start breaking below this level, you're going to pull back to this 950 to $9 area. So you break this top side of the box, you're probably going to come down to the bottom side of the box. If you hold the top side of the box, man, you could get 13, 15 pretty quickly. So basically, what's happening is, right, cup and handle. Where's the handle going to bottom? Do we know? No. Is it going to work? Who knows? Is it going to bottom at 10? Is it 10, 15? Not, right? I don't know. But according to VP, these are the levels that I would play. I hope that makes sense on QBTS. Yeah, my thoughts on Baba. I think Baba is still has the potential to double from here, but yeah, I think it's going to 200, and that's where I will be taking a lot of profits. 200, 220. Um, and another way to think about Baba is it's the cheapest AI play that you can get into, in my opinion. When I mean cheapest, is the best valuation. C square. What is ticks? So here I'll show you. You ready? Give me a popular stop. C square. Can you see my screen? Here, I'll show you. This is what my X looks like. So these are my last tweets: NRG, A Lab, and all that kind of stuff. It's just Furu Killer. Furu Killer. Here, I'll just post it. I'll just post this tweet. How do I do this? Let's see. Copy link, and you can just follow from the link. There you go. So what ticks are? This is telling you the ticks. You see how they're going up and down. And what Nate keeps track of is the total buying versus selling of the ticks, right? So for every tick, right, you see it's tick, 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 tick. I guess that's why they call it a tick. Tick, 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 tick. Um, and that's what he's watching is the total buying and selling that's going on. TM, oh yeah, TEM, yeah, that's yeah, I think yeah, this one does look nice. I'm gonna add this one. WTTN, WTTM. Okay, so W. So I'm because I'm already in companies like W is why I'm not gonna be watching W. So like think of Etsy, right? I don't see a weekly TTM on W. I see a monthly. Oh, on TEM. Oh, I see what you're saying. My bad. It took me a while. Oh, I still don't see a weekly on TEM either. It's one of the new special John Carter ones. The Squeeze Pro. Wolf. Now this is a Bitcoin name, right? TeraWolf. Um, what I've done, guys, is when I want to play Bitcoin now, I usually play IBIT instead of these other companies. So I'll probably shy away from other besides MSTR. I will play MSTR. Okay. So now with that said, I've got the charts that I kind of want to watch this week and my favorites, and I want to just look and see if there's anything else via the strat. So you guys know how I use, the inside quarters, inside weeks, inside months, and all that kind of stuff, right? So let's look at the inside quarters, and we can just organize those by clicking on the Q here. Let's run through these real quick. Give me one sec. I have to adjust this scanner. So, like, check out ASML. What is ASML setting up on the quarterly? Does anybody know what this is called? I play a lot in here. Yeah, it's a restaurant, right? I like that. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take some notes on some of these bigger time frame charts. Okay, let's see. As is AVGO. I think we're gonna have a lot of these. BAC as well. CI to the downside, actually. Coin as well. Disney as well. Love it. Grab as well. IBIT as well. LLY's trying. Wow, look at that MU restaurant. Wow. Big tail. PSX, great. SMR. Tesla as well. So what's the theme you guys see here? Uber's actually already engulfed. The theme is Trump made the market go really far down and then it got bought back up, right? We washed everybody out. That's the thing. That's why we've got so many restaurants. But of all these charts, one of them that I really want to focus on is this Uber. It's already engulfed and it's trying to break out to its highs. So one that I'm willing to get aggressive on here is Uber. Now we have to wait for a setup, right? So do we have any squeezes? We've got a little 2 hour squeeze that's going back and forth from squeezing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set an alert on Uber. I'm going to do it for a week. And I'm going to look for a pullback. So let's go for an ADMA pullback. Let's throw it on the 2 hour chart. 2 hour TTM. All right. So that Uber looks great. Now let's go back to quarterly. All right, so now I'm going to look at the monthlies. I don't think there was a lot with the monthlies. There was only like, yeah, it was just. So TLN was the only monthly, and it shot up like the first day, I remember. All right. Now, let's see. Chipotle. So Chipotle and Costco are still inside weeks. So so is lore. Was it you? Okay. All right. So I've kind of got the setup for the week that I want. The inside weeks that I'm gonna throw on the list and be willing to play is cost. And CMG and LOAR. So again, right, if you're wondering how we do this, it's I just go to the weekly, right? I organize from the weekly right here, monthly right here, quarterly right here, and then I put them in my watch list right here. So I'm actually going to do away with all these quarterlies and put in the new info. And then all you do, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set an alert on all of these. So set alert condition. And the condition is for a weekly. And you write the formula, and that formula is simply if the candle becomes greater than the high of one candle ago, I want to see ICB weekly up. And we want it for a week time frame, and that one looks good. Bam. All right, now we do the same thing for down. ICB weekly down. Weekly down. Time frame is weekly. Choose condition. Oh, whoops, right condition. Same thing. You just want the candle if it becomes less than, right, the low of one candle ago. We want to know. All right, so the weeklies are set, quarterlies are in, and favorites are good. Yeah, can we look at the price action on CEG 5 minutes? Absolutely. So, what possible pattern is this? Can anybody recognize a pattern happening here? Yeah, I am recording. Leslie, this is a TC 2000. So we've got this kind of ascending of higher highs being broken down here. We have a higher high here comparative to here and here. So you have your head and shoulders. type setup, fighting against your absorption. And honestly, what I do on these is, if you were playing this for today, you need to hold this level right here, 285, 70-ish. You start breaking below 285, 70-ish, you're opening the door to hit the low of day, which is going to be here, and then getting into gap. But again, with NRG crushing it, right? Do we think CEG is going to have too big of a pullback? If you don't think so, you should just be buying every dip. But as far as the price action, it's just sideways, right? It's just people taking profits, like all of us this morning, because I think all of us were in CEG, right? Nate was in it. And so we were taking profits, and it's just every dip getting bought up by people that we're selling, and the demand's being met by the people that are selling, and so we're just going sideways. So Leslie, the if you get TC2000, just let me know, and I will share this with you. It's just the way that I organize inside candles, TTM squeezes, and stuff like that. All right, so now what I'm going to do here is kind of go through the charts that I put as favorite and things that I want to keep track of, and see if there's anything that's worth doing right here, right now. Look at the semis being bought up. 10 mil on AVGO, NVIDIA, ARM. Remember how I kept showing you guys the semis have been, somebody's been putting in 10 mil orders on these for 4, 5, 6 days in a row. All right. So favorite chart, APP. No squeezes on this as of yet. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything with it right here, right now. Bros, no squeezes, shot up, BSX, 30 minute, really don't want to play that. So Kava actually has a 195 starting to form. I'd be willing to take a shot at this. So what I'm going to do on Kava, guys, is I'm going to set up an alert condition, right? We want to know when it's coming back into its ADMA, and we want it to be on the 195. And we'll put it in for 1 week. And I'm just going to put in TTM just starting on 195, butte of a pattern. All right, Kava, check coin. It too has a 195. That one, man, Costco. If you had to describe the price action on Costco the last 4, 5, 6 days, what would you guys say? What would you call it? It's like, check this out. So you see how we've got this 3-day inside candle? Yeah, it's basically a buy the dip, sell the rip, right? That's all it is, and that creates consolidation, right? And so the way that I look at this here is, I I don't want to be a buyer of the rip unless something happens that hasn't happened, but I would be willing to be a buyer of the dip, right? So if the dip came into these areas that it's held before, yeah, sure, let's take a shot at it, right? However, I also want to know if Costco breaks over these inside days, candles, however you want to look at it. So, do we already have this set up on Costco? Is this something that we've already done? Yeah, remember it's the inside week, and I've already set this alert. Remember we did that when we were messing with the inside weeks? So the breakout is taken care of. So now the only thing left that I really want to do here is say, hey, on any pullback, I want to be alerted if Costco pulls back. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw in a set alert. And I want to know if Costco comes into the, basically it's the 18 EMA. So what I'm going to do is just put in the 8 EMA and adjust it. Okay. And pulling back for a buy or a run into earnings. Okay. Okay. So Costco check. Costco set up. CP&G has some higher time frame squeezes here. This is one that maybe we can actually do something on it today. I like this squeeze starting to form on the hourly 65-minute. All right, I got 10 minutes before Nate gets on to profit surge, so I'm going to run through the rest of this real quick. Let's go. Crowd, nothing. CVNA, no. Cyber, if it gave us the pullback, I'd be willing to take a shot at it, but I'm gonna pass on that for now. GE, no. MNDY, I'm actually gonna wait till today. Today was earnings on them, so I'm not gonna do anything on them today, but maybe tomorrow. Microsoft, I'd be 100% willing to buy. So alert condition. ADMA pull on the 2 hour. That's what I'm looking for. If we get that, I'm in. 2 hour TTM pullback. Oh, whoops, I put 1 hour, so 2 hour. There we go. Microsoft check. MSTR, no, nothing today, nothing today, nothing today. Spot, nothing today. TJX looks really nice. So have I put the alert on TJX yet? I have not. So we gotta wait, right? We gotta try to wait and see if we can get TJX down here and it's 80 MA. So you can see, like, even the ones that we like that aren't super far extended, they're still above their entry levels. So price crosses down. So TTM daily stack squeezes, pull back to 80 MA. TJX check. TTD, nothing today. Uber, nothing today. VST, nothing today. Okay. All right. I'm going to cut the recording, and I've got my alerts set up all right here, ready to go. If something comes in, then I will be a buyer. Yeah, MNDY had earnings today. It was good earnings, so I'm gonna wait for today and play it tomorrow, kind of like a second day play. Um, but that's my uh, that's my plan for the week, and I'm gonna jump off the mic so everybody can swing over to Profit Surge Trading, and I will post this recording ASAP. Is tossed another earnings winner? We need to add to the earnings winner list. Okay, done. All right, I'll talk to you guys later today.